Hello everyone, I'm happy to see you here once again. The educational series, has provided an informative and useful video about Simplified Issue life insurance. Here, we will try to cover all about Simplified Issue life insurance, including Simplified Issue life insurance no medical exam. What are the advantages of a Simplified Issue life insurance policy? What is the cost of Simplified Issue life insurance coverage? Why should I consider Simplified life insurance? What is it about Simplified life insurance that I shouldn't consider? What are the disadvantages of a life insurance policy with a Simplified Issue, and much more? For your kind information, this series has been made only for educational purpose. For any doubt, you can use the comment section. We will try our best. Let's get right to the topic without wasting any time. What is Simplified Issue life insurance? Simplified Issue life insurance is straightforward, uncomplicated, and does not necessitate the completion of a medical exam. The only requirement is that you answer a few questions about your health and lifestyle before you can proceed. Application for a Simplified Issue life insurance policy and receiving approval as a result of this process is simple, quick, and painless. On the other hand, not everyone who applies will be accepted by the insurance company. You may have your application denied if the insurer determines that your answers to the health and lifestyle questions indicate that you are too risky to insure. Keep in mind that insurers are likely to access medical databases and other records to ensure that applicants are telling the truth about their medical history. Simple Issue, on the other hand, is a type of life insurance in which the underwriting process is simplified and straightforward, as opposed to traditional issue. Instead of filling out a lengthy application, which can sometimes contain more than 60 questions, you'll simply answer a few questions about your personal and medical history. Typically, you'll be asked questions such as whether or not you're a smoker and whether or not you have any other major health issues. Once you've completed your application with Ethos, you'll receive a decision almost immediately. Instead of having to wait for a medical exam or other tests, you'll know right away if you've been accepted into the insurance program. You can also begin receiving coverage immediately, as soon as you pay your first premium, eliminating the need to wait for paperwork to be processed. What are the advantages of a Simplified Issue life insurance policy? Life insurance with a Simplified Issue can be a good option for Canadians who do not want to deal with, take part in a medical examination. Answering intrusive questions about their health and way of life is required. Wait for approval, which could take up to 6 weeks. The convenience of not having to go through the medical exam, on the other hand, comes at a cost. It is more expensive to purchase a Simplified Issue life insurance policy than it is to purchase a comparable term life insurance policy. Furthermore, these policies typically have lower death benefits and are less flexible than other types of insurance. It takes approximately 6 weeks on average for a policy to be approved. Not everyone is willing to wait that long to put in place a life insurance policy. If you require a policy as soon as possible, Simplified Issue life insurance may be a good option for you. It is usually only a matter of days before you receive approval. Because these policies have small payouts, they are also a good option for people who want to cover the costs of their funeral or burial after they pass away. What is the cost of Simplified Issue life insurance coverage? In Canada, Simplified Issue life insurance is more expensive than traditional plans because it is more difficult for insurers to calculate the risk involved without the applicants having to go through the medical examination. A result of this is that insurers have less information about a potential customer's health. Insurance companies, on the other hand, make up for the lack of information by charging higher premiums. Traditional insurance rates are based on the level of risk identified during the medical examination. It is possible that the exact cost of a Simplified Issue life insurance policy will differ from one person to another. It is largely determined by 2 factors: one's age and one's health. People who are young and in good health will be offered better rates than those who are older or in poor health. Why should I consider Simplified life insurance? Quick issue. Simplified life insurance makes it simple to obtain coverage as soon as possible. If you require coverage as soon as possible and are unable to wait for the completion of a traditional underwriting process, you may qualify for an expedited underwriting process. No medical exam. If you qualify for simplified coverage, you will not be required to undergo a comprehensive medical examination. Those who dislike seeing doctors or nurses, or who would simply prefer not to go through the medical exam process in person, will find this to be an excellent solution for their situation. Instead, applying for simplified life insurance entails answering a series of health, lifestyle, and travel-related questions in order to determine whether or not you qualify for coverage. Work in dangerous occupations. Canadians who work in dangerous occupations are frequently disqualified from applying for traditional life insurance policies. In many simplified life insurance policies, the applicant is not required to answer questions about their occupation or occupation history. Workers in logging, roofing, mining, oil exploration, aviation, military and armed forces, offshore fishing, offshore oil and gas, professional underwater divers, such as stunt performers or drivers, and a variety of other high-risk occupations are covered by this provision. Health concerns. Those who have underlying health conditions that may disqualify them from fully medically underwritten life insurance may be able to obtain simplified life insurance in certain circumstances. The medical questionnaire usually contains between 1 and 25 questions, and it is generally more lenient when it comes to medical history. Extreme sport enthusiasts. Extreme sports such as bungee jumping, cliff diving, skydiving, and other activities can result in exclusions from traditional life insurance policies as well as higher premiums. Non-medical, simplified coverage does not typically require the disclosure of these types of activities. What is it about simplified life insurance that I shouldn't consider? Increased premiums. The most significant disadvantage of simplified life insurance is the fact that premiums are generally higher. You'll be paying a higher premium than you would for traditional life insurance, which is to be expected given the greater risk an insurer is taking by covering you without requiring a physical examination. Coverage requirements. There are very few simplified life insurance policies that provide coverage in excess of $500,000, and many of them will cap out at a sum between $100,000 and $250,000 in value. Traditional life insurance options will provide significantly higher death benefits, with some policies providing up to $10 million in death benefits. What are the disadvantages of a life insurance policy with a simplified issue? Policies issued under the Simplified Issue program are more expensive than policies issued under the Standard Issue program. If you do not want to undergo a medical examination but are in good health, you may want to consider purchasing an accelerated term life insurance policy rather than waiting. Term life insurance policies do not require a medical exam and are generally less expensive and more flexible than permanent life insurance policies. Because the insurer knows so little about you, the amount of your death benefit is minimal. Many simplified issue plans have a waiting period, which is typically 2 years in length. Unless you pass away during this time period, the insurer will not pay the death benefit amount to your family members. Instead, it will reimburse them for the amount of the premium you had paid. When compared to other types of plans, simplified issue plans have fewer rider options. The addition of insurance riders to your policy, usually in exchange for a small additional fee, provides you with an additional layer of protection. Finally, in this whole series, we discussed about simplified issue life insurance, including simplified issue life insurance no medical exam. What are the advantages of a simplified issue life insurance policy? What is the cost of simplified issue life insurance coverage? Why should I consider simplified life insurance? What is it about simplified life insurance that I shouldn't consider? What are the disadvantages of a life insurance policy with a simplified issue, and much more? Hope you understand and found this series more informative and useful. Thanks for joining us, hope you have a beautiful day.